Let's dive in. It's the moose on the table. That's how my friend Mark McDonald from Newfoundland describes the elephant in the room. We don't talk about it. We don't open up about it. It's a big moose, and sometimes it feels like a small table, meaning it's a big elephant and sometimes a small room. The moose on the table is often money, and I would even say success. We all want to make more money and we all want to be more successful, but we don't often talk about how to make this happen. And we may even criticize those that have found a way to make more money and to be more successful. When we don't talk about something, we tend not to understand it, and we often fear what we don't understand. As my financial planning business evolved, I couldn't ignore something that truly bothered me. Something that bothered me a little at first and then a lot. It was like that itch that turns into a big scab, an idea that refused to go away. And what troubled me even more was the fact that very few in the financial industry were addressing it. I've learned over time that great questions lead to great answers. And here's the question that bothered me and I couldn't ignore. If you are not aware of a problem, will you ever search for its solution? I hate to ruin movies for you, but guess what? Almost every movie follows the exact same plot line. There's a hero who encounters a problem. A guide then appears to assist the hero in resolving that problem and leading them to a happy, ever ending ending. This book, this course, and the additional resources accompanying it are your guides, your mentors, helping you achieve that happily ever ending in this grand movie we call life, guiding you towards being even more healthy, even more wealthy, even more wise. Now, remember the movie The Matrix? This is one of my favorite movies. Neo has a choice to take the red pill or the blue pill. The red pill symbolizes freedom, knowledge, and sometimes the hard reality of truth. The blue pill signifies ignorance, comfort, and false security. Now, you have that choice. If you want to take the blue pill, you should just skip this chapter for what follows is the unfiltered, no hold barred hitting truth. Now, if you're ready to take the red pill, to become aware of the problem, then just as my old hockey coach Danny McCossack used to yell, let's go. Current situation. The data is in. Considering that money and success often remain topics not spoken by most, you will be surprised by the current situation faced by the majority of Canadians and those in civilized countries throughout the world. Out of the original top Fortune 500 companies from 1955, only 65 are still around. That was the top 500 companies around the world. Only 65 still here. According to Matt Sims of Simplicity Designs, the survival rate of businesses with employees drops from 80% after the first year to only 30% after a decade. Unfortunately for the solo entrepreneur, the numbers are even more dismal. According to Darren Hardy, a staggering 66% of solo entrepreneurs see their businesses fail within the first year. And this is just not an issue facing business owners and businesses. In 1980, the year Pac-Man hit the scene and Mount St. Helens erupted, with Blondie and Michael Jackson ruling the charts, interest rates were at 14.24%. And back then, for every dollar earned, a whopping 80 cents was going towards debt repayment. Now, a lot has changed since then. Do you think we're becoming better at saving or are we becoming worse? Well, fast forward to today, the average debt to disposal income ratio stands at $1.71. This means we are spending way more than what we are making. And for every dollar, 34 cents alone gets swallowed up by interest. And unfortunately, according to the Canadian Payroll Association, the debt is increasing for 38% of Canadians. It's not going down, it's increasing for 38% of Canadians. 53% of Canadians are on the brink of insolvency, according to MNP. And these challenges aren't confined to the individual households, they are nationwide and even global problems. The actions of our governments, both domestically and internationally, are driving inflation to alarming rates. Our national debt has ballooned to a staggering, I can't even say this number, it's 1.57 trillion, I think, trillions of dollars, and showing no signs of shrinking. In 2021, your share of this debt would have been 57,500 if you were Canadian. As I speak today, in 2023, that burden has increased to $76,135 per Canadian, according to the Canadian Taxpayers Association. Based on recent government actions and behavior, do you think taxes are going to increase or decrease in the near future? These challenges faced by Canadians and members of the G20 include a lot more than just debt problems. 34% of Canadians would struggle to raise $2,000 in a month for an emergency. This is crazy to me. Among those aged 55 to 64 without a work pension, 50% have saved less than $3,000. This is the business owners, folks. This is the consultants. This is us. For the middle income Canadian without an employer pension program, only 10% have accumulated, that's a big word, I guess, for me, accumulated enough to maintain their lifestyle in retirement. This group is now aged from 55 to 64, many facing the prospect of spending their senior years in poverty or the need to find work. Next time you're at Tim Hortons, check out who's working behind the counter. It's not just teenagers anymore. So, who's underwater? It's not necessarily who you would expect. It's the hard workers, it's the professionals, it's those that had those advanced degrees and making annual incomes exceeding 100,000. And what about those that have made it, the millionaires? Well, let's uncover some intriguing statistics about millionaires. There are 62.5 millionaires globally, with 2 million of them in Canada. 80% are self made. 3 out of 10 millionaires will declare bankruptcy at least once. This is a stark contrast to the 1 in 55 from the general public. And by the second generation, 70% of the wealthy families will lose their wealth. Generating wealth is one thing, keeping it is another challenge altogether. Benefits Canada says 91% of Canadians will never achieve or maintain financial independence. While most Canadians estimate they need around $756,000 for financial independence, a vast 90% lack a concrete plan to attain this goal or to safeguard what they've built. Why is this important to know? Why am I sharing this with you? It's not to scare you. Well, maybe it is a little bit. It's to give you a shake, to make you see what's actually going on. But it's actually also here to show you that you're not alone if you fall in these stats. If you find yourself out of these percentages, give yourselves a pat on the back. You belong to the esteemed 10%, heading in the right direction. But for the remaining 90%, financial independence will remain unlikely if you stay on the same path. Divorce rates are skyrocketing. Leisure time is shrinking. Fatigue and ailments are rampant. Antidepressant usage and obesity rates are surging. The burden of debt and financial woes plague 1 out of 3 individuals, impacting both mental and physical well being. This is affecting our productivity, the quality of work, our relationships. It's affecting our mental health. Another fact is our lifespans are extending a lot due to medical advances in healthcare. Consequently, consequently, I can't say consequently, so let's just skip that word. Our financial nest eggs must grow substantially to sustain our desired lifestyles through retirement and a longer life. So, what's the point? One may say that it has become on the verge of a pandemic. What the 90% of the population is doing is not working. We can all sense that the current financial system needs repair. We need to stop following the herd and doing what 90% are doing. We need to embrace and do what actually works. In the next section, we'll discuss what the problem actually is and why it exists. It's not necessarily what you